After 24 years in the United States Marine Corps, Jerry Ensminger never thought his biggest battle would be against the same people he served.
We and our families were poisoned by the very people that we trusted the most. That was our own leaders. And what makes it worse is we were knowingly poisoned.
For 15 years, Jerry has been fighting what he calls one of the biggest military cover-ups.
It went from negligence to gross negligence to criminal negligence.
His hard work finally paid off. Congress has passed a bill to help the Marines and their families who were affected, but Ensminger calls it a bittersweet victory.
The passage of this bill is confirmation by the United States Congress that says we were harmed and they were wrong.
It's called the Janie Ensminger Act in memory of his 9-year-old daughter who died from leukemia.
To keep this fight alive, I had to relive that constantly.
Jerry ties her death directly to the toxic water.
She didn't want to die yet, that she wanted to live, and she wanted to make a difference in the world. And that child, through her short life and through her death, has made more change than I would venture to say most people make that live a full life.
It's been a long battle for Ensminger.
I'm quite confident that had I not dug my heels in and stayed engaged in this, that this issue would have been, it would be dead and buried, along with our loved ones.
And he says the fight isn't over yet. Now he wants accountability for those who are responsible, and most of all, he just wants the truth, which he says is still being covered up.
Omitting facts, obfuscating facts, telling many, many half-truths and total lies. And I want them held accountable.
There are things Jerry says he doesn't like about the bill, but he says it's a step in the right direction, and he couldn't have done it alone.
The news media, and especially Channel 9, they kept this issue alive for me.
Semper Fidelis, always faithful. It's the standard Ensminger says he's holding Marine Corps leadership to.
The very people who hold the rest of the rank and file of the Marine Corps to the lofty standards of honor and integrity, they aren't living up to them themselves.
Ensminger says this bill isn't the epilogue. It's simply the end of the first act.
I've had to tell the Commandant of the Marine Corps through third party, because they'll never meet with me, that I know you're up there wondering when I'm going to give up this fight. Well, I'll tell you when I'm going to give it up. When you do what's right by our people, you live up to our motto, or when you pat me in the shovel with a face and blow taps over my dead ass, that's when I'm going to quit.
Jonathan Rodriguez, 9 on your side. New health benefits are on the way for Marines and their families who were exposed to toxic water at Camp LeJeune with the signing of the Honoring America's Veterans and Caring for Camp LeJeune Families Act. This signature marked a major milestone in Jerry Ensminger's quest for the truth.
This bill ends a decade-long struggle for those who served at Camp LeJeune.
Ensminger has made it his mission to prove there was toxic water at the base after losing his 9-year-old daughter to leukemia, which he ties directly to the contamination.
Sadly, this act alone will not bring back those who've lost, including Janie Ensminger, but it will honor their memory by making a real difference for those who are still suffering.
The bill will provide health benefits to Marines and their families who were exposed to the water at Camp LeJeune between 1957 and 1987.
It's a start, and we got to start somewhere.
And for Ensminger, the passing of this new law is a bittersweet victory. He says on one hand, all of his and everyone else's hard work has finally paid off. But on the other hand, he says this bill is a confirmation that there was in fact toxic water on base that was harming these Marines, something he's been trying to prove all along.
We were wronged. And I don't care what the Department of the Navy and Marine Corps say, they harmed us. And what's unfortunate was they knowingly harmed us.
He says there are things about the new law he still doesn't like, and he's not giving up the fight yet.
It means the beginning of some closure, some justice, but it's not the end by any means.
Ensminger says now he wants accountability from those who are responsible.
Our slogan and our motto is Semper Fidelis, which is Latin for always faithful. Our slogan is "We take care of our own." That motto and slogan are very much alive and well down at the unit and operating level. However, I am extremely disappointed with the leadership, the highest levels of leadership in the United States Marine Corps and Department of the Navy.
And most of all, he just wants the truth.
We are still having a very, very difficult time getting the truth out of the Department of the Navy and the United States Marine Corps. Their misconduct is inexcusable.
While Ensminger says this new law is a major step in the right direction, he says he's not done with this fight yet. Now he wants accountability and most of all the truth, which he says is still being covered up. From the White House, Jonathan Rodriguez, 9 on your side. Step in